What's up guys, John Bird III here. We're back again for another video. And in today's video, like I said before, we got a whole treat for you guys on today. We're going to talk about the all new custom Baitcaster reel by Luz, and this is the Gen 3 model. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well so you'll be notified whenever new videos hit the channel. So one thing I like to do, if you're new, just as a quick explanation of how I run my channel, I love doing gear reviews and I'm a big Luz fan. And so I have a ton of Luz reels here in my arsenal. And so today, this reel just hit the market at ICAST of this year. And not only that, like, I think this reel is probably the biggest sleeper reel in the entire Luz arsenal. And we're going to talk why. But we're going to compare Gen 2 to Gen 3. So right off the rip, unboxing this sucker. Now I've already tested this reel a while ago and stuff like that. So pretty cool reel. So biggest difference that you're going to know right off the rip, just looking at it, is the complete different frame. Man, looks pretty cool. If you look on the side right here, you can see the difference in the recessed breakdown. And also, if you just look at the top, you can tell a difference in the frame also. So I'm a big fan of this frame right here, the old SLP frame. And I'm gonna tell you why. For my hands, it actually fit my hands very, very well. I feel like I have medium hands, but my hands are fat and wide. So this frame fits really, really well. Because of this frame, the SLP frame stands for super low profile. It's actually more compact. And so y'all know I'm a big fan of, where is that? The Gen 2 Custom Pro. And so this frame right here has always been my favorite just because it's so small. Compared to like the BB1 Pro, I feel like it sits a little higher. And I feel like this frame allows me to have really good contact with the rod. So that's why I really love this frame. So just off the rip and just by looking at it, you can tell, like I said, there's a big difference in the frame. Now this frame actually is smaller than this one. And so that's the first initial thing that you're gonna notice. This frame is smaller than the old one. Just like the new Custom Pro, that frame is smaller than the old Custom Pro. The Custom and the Custom Pro, the new Custom and Custom Pro have the same frame, just like Gen 2s of the Custom and Custom Pro as well. But this reel right here is, like I said, it's a sleeper in the Luz lineup, and we're gonna talk about why. It's priced at $179.99, right? But I guess you could say below the Custom, you have the KVD reel and the Tournament MP. The Tournament MP is $159.99. And so, and a lot of people go from either KVD or Tournament MP to Tournament Pro, and they skip the Custom. And so that's why I say this reel is a sleeper. Now, weight-wise, this reel is a little bit lighter than this one. So you're getting a smaller frame, in which, again, that should reduce weight. So you're getting a smaller frame, which makes this reel lighter than this one. And another feature what makes this reel different from this one is line capacity. So you're actually going to hold a little bit less line on here than you did with the old one. Not a ton, just a little bit. But the biggest difference here, we're going to talk about it, and it's the braking system. So this braking system here in the Gen 2 Custom, and I'm going to just show you this as for reference. You got the 4 centrifugal pins on the inside. So you see those white pins. And right here, you have 5 magnetic brake shoes, brake pads, whatever you want to call them, facing the inner wall of this reel, right? And so the way I like to set that reel up, I turn 3 pins on because there are 4. I turn 3 pins on. That way, the only adjustments I need to do is with the gas pedal and the brake pedal. What that means is the tensioner knob, which I call the gas pedal, determines how fast a bait drops. And then my brake pedal, which is my external brakes, that is basically how you slow your reel down. So once I set them 3 pins on the inside, you see a lot of videos, and I said this before in another video, you see a lot of videos of guys out there, and they're talking about how you turn 2, if there's 4, you turn 2 on, leave 2 off. No, the best thing for these reels is, like with 4, you turn 3 on, and if there's 6, I like to turn on maybe 4 or 5. That way I can have a little bit more braking, and then I can just let it fall down a little bit faster, let my bait fall down a little bit faster. So here, this braking system in here is called the Paramag RX. Now, if you've been paying attention to the Luz page anywhere, a lot of guys have been talking about the Paramag ITB. And I'm actually going to compare those two just so you can see the difference. So here, you don't have no centrifugal pins. You actually have, make sure I show you this real good. You have this lip right here. See that lip that sticks out right there? you have that lip. And in here, and you're not going to be able to see this, you actually have, I think it's 12 pads in there. And what the pads are doing, they're facing up. So in the Gen 2, you saw that they were facing inward and they were facing inner spool. These are facing up. So as you add more brakes, what happens is the pads go from down like this and they come out further and further. So they expand, right? And what happens is you have the brakes touching more onto the spool because of that lip right there, right? And that allows you to be able to have more control, and it helps you to minimize backlashes, right? And you hear a lot of people talking about backlashes, and it's like, oh man, it's backlash free. They're comparing probably with bigger, heavier baits. These reels right here with the Paramac braking system, whether it's the Paramac RX or the Paramac ITB, which is in the Custom Pro, actually help you throw lighter weight baits a lot better. So again, just for reference, I just want you to see this spool here. See that? That's the Paramac ITB. The biggest difference here, if you're trying to compare Custom and Custom Pro, the biggest difference is with the Custom Pro, it's actually spring loaded, so it actually moves. Whereas with the Custom, it's stationary, but you're still getting very good brake control with this reel. Now, what did I use this reel for so far? I've thrown a weightless caffeine shad, and I'm able to throw that thing a good distance. And backlashes were minimum. Once I dialed this sucker in, I was good to go. So that's actually what I use, wherever I put it, my Gen 2 Custom for. This was my fluke reel, and then I changed. And so I'm probably going to put a different technique or a different bait on this reel and use it for something. I haven't really figured it out yet, because I'm also trying to figure out what are the main reels that I use a whole lot, right? I love the new frame on the new Custom and Custom Pro better than the old SLP frame, but I'm still partial to that frame because it just feels good. But because I like smaller, compact reels, I like reels now that I can do a lot with. And so for me, this reel is a great general purpose reel. So it comes in 2 gear ratios, 7.5 to 1 and 8.3 to 1. You don't get a 6-speed reel when you get this reel right here. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, but you can get majority of techniques done with this reel. So we're talking frogging, throwing a bladed jig, talking about throwing a traditional jig, big worm, flipping, let's look up on the wall, throwing a trap, good reel for throwing a trap. Anything like that, you can get away with it on this reel. Only thing that you're missing out is cranking. I mean, you'll have a 6-speed, but if you don't mind cranking with a 7.5 to 1, hey, 7.5 to 1 it is. So one thing this reel also features is the bait keeper. And so you just put your bait on right there. I mean, it's more so of a convenience thing. If you're not used to it and you buy a loose reel that has it, and you get used to it, it's like once you pick up another loose reel that don't have it, you kind of like, man, I missed that. So this is probably more so of a convenience feature more so than anything else. But again, the biggest difference between the Custom Pro and the Custom is going to be that actual lip. That is called the turbo disc. That's going to be the biggest difference there. And so if you can get your hands on the Gen 2, or if you're trying to decide Gen 2 or Gen 3, which one to get, I think you can't go wrong with either. But I will say, once you step up to Paramac braking here in the Custom and the Custom Pro, it is definitely a difference between the two. Now, this reel right here, I've had this reel in my arsenal probably for 3 years now, I want to say. About 3 years. And I've literally done everything. I used to, when I first got it, it used to be my finesse jig reel. So I would throw like a little small, like 3/8 ounce finesse jig. And I actually paired it with, because, and I don't have the specific model anymore, but try not to whack anything. I used to pair it with the old Custom speed sticks. So Luz also used to do a lot with pairing or having specific rod series for a particular reel. And so you had the Custom Pro rod series, so you put your Custom Pros reels or your Custom Pro reels on the Custom Pro rods. And same thing with this particular deal here. You put your Custom reel on the Custom rod. And if you really want to take it back, and this is for my guys my diehard Luz guys who have, let's say they've been with Luz for a long time and they love like everything Luz had to offer, kind of like me. Let's take it back. Is this rod right here. The old black and white custom speed sticks, which I have 3 of these, and you can't get your hands on those no more. Those have been discontinued, and those have been discontinued. But them old ones, the black and white ones, love those rods. But losers used to do a lot of pairing their reels with the rods, or vice versa. But now you can actually put these on the new custom light rods. Do I have one over there just to show you if you have not seen it? I don't, because they are all in the boat. But anyway, it's a black and white rod, and it has carbon fiber and stuff like that. So if you are a matchy type of guy, I'm not that guy. I'm not a big matchy type of guy. The new custom goes well on the custom light rods. So the black and silver, and it has a lot of carbon fiber on the new custom light rods. So again, you can put these on there. They look pretty slick, but I'm not one of those matchy guys. It doesn't really matter to me. When it comes to fishing, don't really matter. But anyway, you're getting a great reel. So should you pick this reel up? Yes. I think you'll be able to tell the difference in the castability and compare it to Gen 2 to Gen 3. So if you have a Gen 2, even if you have a Gen 1, we're going to go back. It would be cool if you had a Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3, and you're able to see how the progression and how the reels have changed over the years. I never had an opportunity to play with the Gen 1s. I have the Gen 2, like I said, and you've seen. And the Gen 3, like I said, I played with this a pretty good bit, and it's a great reel. So you can use this reel, again, for anything. And if you want to add this reel to your arsenal, I think it would be a great buy. Like, for real, it'd be a great buy. So that's it for today. That is my review of the new Lew's custom Baitcaster reel. Again, it's a do-all reel. Don't worry about line capacity. You can be perfect with that. The gear ratios are perfect for basically doing everything with an exception of cranking, unless you're used to using a 7.5 to 1 for cranking. Some guys like faster reels for cranking. I know some guys that crank with an 8.3 to 1. I'm like, that is too fast. But that's neither here nor there. But again, definitely worth picking up, add to your arsenal. Great reel to fish with. It's fun, compact, lightweight. It casts a long way. And again, from my personal experience, if I can cast a caffeine shad, even though a caffeine shad has some weight to it, if I can cast a caffeine shad a long way, it'll be perfectly fine for anything else you want to do, whether you like light Texas rigs, flipping, bladed jigs, spinner baits, all that stuff, swim worms, any of that stuff, I think you'd be good to go. So definitely pick this reel up, add it to your arsenal. I promise you, you're definitely going to want to have it. And again, that Paramag RX braking system, whether you get that or you get the Custom Pro that has the Paramag ITB, which is definitely a big step up, but more so focusing on this, the Paramag RX braking system is a great braking system. And that is the biggest difference between Gen 2 and Gen 3. Braking system and frame. So that's all I got for you today. I'm JB3. I got to get back to living the dream. I'll catch you later.